Good evening and welcome to the promo for Series 3, Episode 10. We thought we were only going to do 10 episodes this season. We're going into 11, but, we thought we'd keep you and bore you for another couple of episodes. So, yes, we're here for our promo. Tomorrow night, another really good guest, I think, tomorrow. I think it's going to be really interesting, a little bit different. And it may be somebody quite difficult to guess, actually. I'm going to put it out there. But the story is phenomenal, and you would be silly to miss it. So that's 7 o'clock tomorrow night on Facebook Live and our YouTube channel, which is scrolling down the bottom there. Please subscribe, hit like and share, and hit the notification bell, because you'd be silly to miss these last 2 episodes of Series 3. Yes, you've only got to put up with us for another 2 episodes. So bear with us, because we are going out with an absolute storm. So, yes, next couple of weeks are going to be interesting. So I'm really looking forward to it. One thing hot off the press today, and I am literally hot off the press today, is we have made it into the Cricketer. Something that I can't believe that I'm actually saying that on a Facebook Live, that the Masked Cricketer has actually got on to the magazine that is it's the only cricket magazine you should be buying, isn't it? The Cricketer. So
the magazine.
Unbelievable. Look, we've not probably made the magazine. We've made the online portal, but it's there forever. And please, if you want to go and check that out, it is a little story behind and a few pictures as well of our charity game. Picture of me and K-Dog as well, which is always terrible to see.
But, we're supposed to be selling this now. They're
really good pictures. They're really nice pictures, and there's lovely pictures of Oxford Downs. I really need to get in there early doors, actually. So. Yeah, so there we are. So please do go along. You can have a look on Twitter at The Cricketer Mag, and you'll find the quite lengthy story behind the Masked Cricketer. So, really buzzing after I got the email today to say it had gone live. So we thank The Cricketer for spending time with us and actually preparing that and putting it online. It's a great thing to have. Some lovely stories, and it's there as a history of what we've done over the last 12 months. So for me, I'm incredibly proud of what we have achieved over that period of time, but also to end up with a story in the Cricketer is amazing. And I was almost gobsmacked this morning and speechless, which is very unlike me, isn't it? Let's be honest. And very unlike Dog, of course. So anyway, K-Dog, how are you doing? Have you got any news for us this week?
I'm doing really well, and I'm chuffed to bits to see how many people are watching our promo this evening. We've got almost record numbers watching the promo. So hello, everybody. Great to see you all. Before we start, I was going to ask, actually, because we're getting very close to the end. We were going to sort of put up a little poll, weren't we, as to whether you guys want us to come back for a 4th series or whether you've had enough of us. So perhaps if you want to put your comments in the box, whether you could put up with K-Dog and Woodsy for series number 4 in the autumn, then please let us know. If you're absolutely dead against it, then please say no more, please, no more, and we won't listen to you. We'll just come back anyway. But no, we may well come back for a 4th series. We got some other guests, some really good guests potentially lined up. We've got a cracking guest tomorrow and an unbelievable guest next week for April Fool's Day Eve. It was going to be on April the 1st. It's now been pulled back a day to the 31st of March, and you will not believe who we have on the 31st. Has he called you this week yet or not? I don't know. Oh, shouldn't say that. That's giving a clue, isn't it? So
it will be going out at a different time, don't forget.
Yeah, good point.
Information out next week on our promo. Yeah. Very busy next week, back to cricket and coaching. So, but there will be a promo, and we'll give you the time, because next week you really cannot miss what we're what we're doing and what we're providing.
You little tease, you're such a tease. You really are.
Tease, yeah.
I can't believe it either, to be honest. If I think with all the people that we've had, yeah, we're going to finish with a real Bobby Dazzler, unbelievable. We've had a few people saying, yes, please come back for a 4th series. There you go. So maybe we will come back then. Who knows?
That was me sending that.
I saw that Dan Norcross retweeted the Cricketer article today, saying it was one of the successes of lockdown. So there you go, Woodsy. That's high praise indeed. And also, don't forget, we are a year to the day yesterday since we went into lockdown. So it really has been a whole year. And I think we pretty much started this at the time. Well, you did. I thought it was rubbish at first, didn't I? I didn't come in for a couple of weeks. Who did we start with? I can't remember. George something. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's some Banbury guy.
We started with some Banbury guy who moved on to Oxford and back to Banbury. But that's quite apt, actually, because of our special guest this evening. Before we do that, though, just scrolling on the bottom of the screen, please subscribe to The Masked Cricketer on YouTube, all the W's, youtube.com/C/The Masked Cricketer. And we will be very grateful if you could subscribe. If you subscribe ahead of next week, then obviously, you'll not miss next week's unbelievable international superstar. That's all I'm going to say. He's an international superstar. Oh, I've just said he's a he. There you go. Little clue there. So, yeah, that's really, really important. And thank you also. I did mention it last week. Thank you so much to the couple of anonymous donations that we had last week. Very, very grateful for your support. If you can donate to The Masked Cricketer via our Just Giving page, go to justgiving.com. Just search for The Masked Cricketer and you can donate there. And very grateful for the supporters from last week, giving us a little bit of a boost. So thank you very much indeed. No matter how small that donation, we are very grateful to receive that. And yes, we're looking forward to having a bit of a break after next week. But yeah, no, I did see that actually, Matthew. Gloucestershire did 420 in a day. Our man Ben Charlesworth and our man Jack Taylor, both in the run, which was great to see. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. And looking forward now, Daryl, to the new season. I've just seen the weather forecast for next weekend, the Easter weekend, when we're due to start coaching. And they're forecasting temperatures of 4 degrees and snow. So that'll be fun. Coaching at Oxford Downs in the snow next week, which will be good fun. I'll have to give James Coles a call and borrow his beanie hat, won't I? So, anyway. Yeah. Anyway, we're 8 minutes in. We haven't even brought our extremely special guest in yet, so I think we should do now because we're absolutely thrilled to welcome this young man back. He was a big part of one of our promos, our most watched promo ever, Daryl, back in November the 23rd, which was again 4 months ago yesterday. So really, really pleased to welcome this young man back with some fantastic news. We did mention it last week, but Woodsy, I'll hand over to you to introduce this special guest and another left-hander, I believe, which is
another left-hander. It would be rude not to have another left-hander on. So welcome to, I'm going to say the legend, James Mockler. Hello.
Thanks for the introduction, guys. It's good to be back.
4 months ago, little bit more facial hair now. James, what's been happening to you in the last 4 months? Come on,
it's been crazy. It's been a crazy year, and 4 months ago, I was extremely bold at that stage, I'd say, and luckily the hairline stuck with me, and the facial hair as well. So pretty happy with that one. But crazy 4 months. I've been given the all clear from cancer last week, which you can't really explain that kind of feeling. Really, it was incredible to be able to experience that with everyone, really, and just hearing that from the doctor was just amazing, really. So fantastic week, and I've been on cloud nine, really.
So were we, James. I have to say we were absolutely thrilled when we saw that news. Not least because Daryl needed a player for May. So, but no, all joking aside, it was fantastic news. It really was great to see that, and we were only too happy to share your news with everybody because throughout this whole pandemic, we've been trying to sort of bring some positivity, and what shone through, James, from yourself back in November was how positive you were, and I had no doubt actually with your positivity that you were going to beat this, and you did, and much kudos to you, young man. Really, really pleased for you.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. I think you can't really end when you get diagnosed with something like this. You got to be positive, and it's the only way really you can go forward. And I think yeah, hopefully that shone through, and I never had any doubts really in myself, and I knew I was going to get there at some point. You certainly have some dark days and days which you think you're not going to quite get there, but the support I had was fantastic, and yeah, got there at the end. So yeah, absolutely buzzing with it.
Well, I'm going to Jack, look, never been in this situation. Were you, when you were waiting for that news, were you confident that you had beaten?
I felt good within myself. So I felt confident in that, and I'd had a lot of treatment, and the doctors kind of said they kind of over-treated me in some respects just to make sure it had gone. But there's a lot of anxiety around once you've had your scan and then you're waiting for results. And I've seen that around reading about with other cancer patients and stuff, a thing called scanxiety. And it's very common in terms of just you're waiting for weeks on end, just waiting for these results. And going in, I was confident, but you just never know. You just never know. So yeah, I was pleased when he gave me the good news, and I was absolutely buzzing with it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Absolutely. As Kieran has already alluded to, we were so made up that it's come to this. So fair play. We thought you were a battler. We thought you could beat it. So brilliant news. Just going on to the charity, because you were raising money at the time, weren't you? How much did you end up actually raising?
Yeah, so we ended up raising just over £16,000 for the Wye Valley Umbrella Trust. So that was unbelievable achievement. Really, extremely proud of that. And thanks to everyone who donated. And obviously the charity were very happy. And it'll go towards helping people like myself having treatment in Hereford moving forward. Really, so it can only enhance the already fantastic facilities there. So yeah, no, really happy with that. And it'll go a long way.
That's another tremendous effort raising that. So well done, mate. I really, can't speak highly enough of that. It's just superb.
And he didn't even need to offer to jump out of a plane, Daryl, to raise that.
No,
he just raised it anyway.
How rude! He should have been, really, shouldn't he? Basically,
my dad's hair was obviously worth quite a lot of money, so we'll take that one.
What lies ahead for you, James? What are you now looking forward to doing as soon as we come out of lockdown as well? What lies ahead?
It's been a strange one, to be fair, because you kind of get given the news, you're on cloud nine, but you're still in lockdown, so you can't really do too much, can you? So obviously it'd been perfect to go to just see some friends, see my girlfriend and stuff like that, but haven't been able to do so because of the lockdown. So it's been one of those, really. Got to sit tight and hope for some good news, obviously, in the coming weeks and months, and obviously we can meet up. But yeah, no, just kind of looking forward to doing some just normal things, really. I haven't really started back at work yet, and just going out, playing some cricket, playing some golf, and just enjoying life, really, which I've been cooped up inside for a good year. So yeah, looking forward to kind of just enjoying life again, and getting amongst it, to be honest.
I've just seen Justin Lambden's put a post in there. He says apparently you're buzzing to kick them off middle stump again, James. So I don't know if that's what you do, but good to see Justin.
Pretty common theme on a Saturday, that is. So
Daryl does it. To be fair, Daryl kicks it off middle all the time. So
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing. Are you looking forward to the training coming up? Getting into a net and holding that cricket bat again.
Well, yeah, if I can hold the bat. I mean, I've lost a lot of strength and a lot of fitness in terms of it. So I tried a bit of fitness the other day and I was struggling to do 5 press-ups, to be honest. So it's going to take a bit of recuperation to get there. But I'm hoping to play some cricket this season for sure at some point in the summer. So maybe not at the start of the season. But to be honest, that's quite a good thing as an opening batsman. So I missed all the bad pitches early doors. So
it's a good plan, actually, Jay. Very good plan.
I think on that note then, James, I think there's a really good game that might be a good sort of grounding point for you. I don't know where it's being played. I'm sure Daryl might tell us. But we might possibly invite another left-hander, maybe. So that would be a really good start for you. Come and play in a game with a bunch of jokers and without any need to sort of do any running even. You can just do as Justin says and just kick it off middle because the umpires wouldn't dare give you out. So if you're willing and able to be with us on that day, James, we would very much welcome you as one of our players for the Masked Cricketers versus the Lords Taverners game. There is another left-hander, which is a bit of a drawback, but Also, an opener, Darryl. That's one thing we were missing last year. We didn't have a proper opener, did we? So perhaps that would be a good start.
We had me and Wisey last time, didn't we? So yeah, get a proper.
And he pulled up lame after about 10 minutes.
He did actually. That's a good point. Yeah, we might get somebody who hits it off the square early doors. That would be good. Yeah.
You might find someone else for that one then. I'll be happy to play for that if required. Yeah, 100%. I'll be a good milestone to aim for sure.
There you go, Woodsy. We've got one player in the team. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's not that far off when you think 31st of May is only a couple of months around the corner. So we've got to do a bit of planning yet, K-Dog, and make sure that we are doing everything right. But get a few bums on seats watching that game and raise some more Spondulics for the Lord's Taverners as well, which will be brilliant. So James, Banbury is still going to be playing for Banbury. Any other news coming out of Banbury that you can share with us live tonight?
Megas retired yet? Megas retired, maybe?
No, Megas was the first one on the phone to me asking my availability for Saturday. So as you can imagine, no, to be fair, I've been a bit out the loop, obviously being away, but by the looks of social media, some exciting things coming. Hopefully training can start relatively soon with the lockdown hopefully ending a little bit. So yeah, I'm sure the boys are buzzing to be back into training and getting back in the new nets at Banbury, which I still haven't used actually. So yeah, I'm quite excited to get in there. And from social media, the pitch, the ground's looking incredible as usual. So yeah, looking back, looking forward to getting stuck in really, and I'm sure all the lads are too. So absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. Absolutely
the nets there are absolutely amazing. I saw them last year. Megas very proudly displayed them on social media. They do look pretty impressive, I have to say. So, I reckon even I could face a cricket ball in the nets there, Darryl. It looks very true and very good. So, I wouldn't look any good, of course, but there you go.
If you've got any questions there for James, because there's one or two coming through, isn't there? On the
Yeah, we have actually. We've got a couple coming through. So obviously, James, you were diagnosed, I think, was it the early part of last year initially?
I was diagnosed in May 2020, yeah.
Yeah, so after the first lockdown. So
yeah. I
suppose in some way, I mean, so one of the questions coming in some ways, because of the fact that everybody was locked down as well, it sort of suggested that there wasn't therefore that much sort of support for you in terms of person to person, because we were all locked down. So I guess you were sort of like all of us, stuck at home sort of with your own thoughts, really. That must have been quite tough, I guess.
It certainly had its challenges. I think it kind of worked both ways, to be honest. I don't think I could have chosen it sounds awful, but I couldn't have chosen a better time to get it, to be honest, in terms of I haven't missed anything socially in terms of going out and stuff like that. I haven't missed much cricket. No one's been able to do much in that respect. So it's been kind of positive in terms of that. But yeah, obviously you kind of stuck to your own thoughts, devices, rely on technology a lot to speak to people, just to keep in touch and things like that. But it's certainly tough, and there's certainly days where you're feeling down and you kind of can't really do anything. So it's certainly had its challenges, but it's kind of worked out well in the end. And I'm glad I've got through. But yeah, certainly a challenging time, but it's one of those, you just got to stick at it, and you'll get there eventually. So.
Yeah, and this isn't really cricket related, but there's a lot of sort of comments that have been made over the last year that obviously with the COVID pandemic and the lockdown and such, like that the NHS has kind of been so stretched that a lot of other treatments have sort of fallen a bit by the wayside. But that doesn't seem to have been the case with you. Then obviously you've gone through the treatment program really successfully, and I'm putting words in your mouth, but I know what you're going to say. We can't praise the NHS enough, can we, for the work that they do in this country? We're very lucky.
They were incredible ones. I mean, I remember going in for my first kind of test when I first found the lump in my neck, and I was in Banbury at the time, and I went to the GP there and got the initial test, and didn't really hear anything for a while, to be honest. I mean, I came back to Hereford for lockdown, and I transferred across to the Hereford GP, and then it escalated from there, really. So, I mean, I could have easily not gone to those appointments. I could have easily said, it's lockdown, I'll stay at home, but kind of had the strength just to go for it and just get it checked out, because I didn't know what it was, and luckily, obviously, it's I got the treatment and there was no delays to my treatment throughout. So I was quite lucky in that respect. I was quite smooth throughout my chemotherapy and radiotherapy type treatment. So yeah, it was pretty smooth from that point of view. And yeah, luckily it's all worked out well. So no, really happy with that.
Brilliant. Just one other question. So obviously, you got the all clear, but I guess that it's going to be involved now, lots of checks over the coming year or so, just to sort of make sure that it stays under control and it doesn't come back. And I guess that's the next sort of challenge, isn't it? That you need to sort of keep making sure that that you're checked up and that everything's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the plan is to get regular checks, regular scans, just to make sure I'm not relapsing and going back to where I was. And obviously, I think the next year is quite critical in terms of not going back into relapse. I think every year after that, then you're starting to come clear of everything and any worries. So yeah, just regular checks and keep myself as fit and healthy as I can, and just give myself the best chance, really. So yeah, I mean, the chemo obviously has a lot of side effects in terms of the fact that I could pick up new cancers and stuff like that quite easily. But I think you can't really live in fear like that. You've got to kind of just live your life, and what will be, really. So hoping that, fingers crossed, I'll be good to go, really, for the rest of it.
Brilliant. And on a very light-hearted note, before I hand back to Woodsy, sorry, Woodsy, I'm diving into it. On a very light-hearted note, we're all here with this ridiculous lockdown hair, but you're very well trimmed and perfect, and that's a light-hearted note to finish. It all looks fine, and you haven't had that worry. Put it that way. All this ridiculous hair that we've all got.
Yeah, I chose a good time to get it all off, didn't I? So yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Sorry, Woodsy, I'll go back to you. Apologies.
No. I mean, there's a couple of things. I mean, James, I think you've probably alluded to this already, but if there's anybody watching or knows of anybody that's in a similar position, can you give any advice, to somebody in a similar position? What you obviously were strong of mind, but and you were positive in all your thinking, but is there anything else that you can sort of impare your wisdom to somebody suffering in the same way?
Yeah, I think probably initially I'd say if anyone's got any concerns with their body and stuff like that, then just go and get checked initially. Just get everything sorted. Just even if it's nothing, just go to the GP and just to make sure. Because I must admit, I left it for a good while, and that, I mean, if I left it for a few more months, that could have been pretty costly. So I think initially just go get yourself sorted and get yourself checked with the doctor, however big or small it is. And in terms of treatment, I think there's a lot of kind of anxiousness, a lot of anxiety around it, but and a lot of scary. When you hear the word chemotherapy, you kind of fear the worst, really. But once you kind of, the doctors tell you what it is and you're going through that kind of treatment, it's a lot easier than it sounds, and the doctors guide you through it. And you kind of, from my side, I didn't really know what was going on, but you kind of, you need to turn up at a certain time. You turn up, let them do their job, and you go home and recover, really. So I don't think you need to look too far into it. Just get stuck in and yeah, just hope you're lucky, really, and hopefully it works out well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. The last thing I was going to say on our promos, you've been my favourite. Because we can actually say that the promo we had you on has been the most successful promo of the Masked Cricketer that we've had through 6 episodes or whatever it is. So we thank you for that, because it was very revealing, but it was also very powerful, and you spoke so well both tonight and back in November. So we thank you for that as well, because it's an amazing thing, and it for us to be interviewing you and hearing your story, it was it was inspiring because of the way you'd gone about it. So you are, I would say, quite a good role model for a lot of people going forward. So we thank you for that, and we do mean it. Is from the bottom of our hearts. We're so pleased. That news that we saw a week or so ago was just brilliant. So and thank you again for joining us. Is there anything else you want to say before we perhaps just do one or two little things before we go tonight on the promo? Anything else you want to say to us, James?
No, not too much from myself. Obviously, you guys done fantastic work on your podcast over the last so months, and yeah, keep up the charity work going, and I look forward to being there in May for sure.
That's a definite. Unless it's raining, that's a definite. Even though you're left-handed, we'll have another left-hander. So
perfect. That's fine by
me. Kieran, I know we haven't done any thank yous tonight, so I was just going to come to you with a few thank yous. Stay with us, James. You're more than welcome to stay with us while we finish off the promo today. So back over to you, K-Dog.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, yeah, we've got 2 to go. We haven't had anybody putting any comments in the box saying, please stop and don't come back for a 4th series. So that's good. That's a positive. We've had a few people saying, please do a 4th series. We probably will. We've got a number of people lined up, but it won't be until the autumn because we'll try and get you through the winter. Obviously, during the summer, fingers crossed, we're going to have a full season, so we won't need to bore you every week because we'll be out on the cricket fields of Oxfordshire and beyond. So hopefully that's a good thing in many ways, that A, you're not going to have to put up with us, and B, we'll be playing cricket. Even I will be, which is saying something. I've come out of retirement, so you've inspired me, James. I've come out of retirement because I haven't played much since for about 8 years, and then I thought actually maybe I'll give it another go. I'm no good. I'm absolutely crap. I can say crap. Yeah, I can. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. So just before we close, a reminder again, tomorrow, the Masked Cricketers are back at our normal time tomorrow, 7 o'clock on Facebook and our YouTube channel. As Woodsy says, it's an interesting one tomorrow. It's going to be perhaps a little bit more difficult to guess. Very, very well known in his day, and also a real inspirational story, and actually kind of a little clue, kind of sort of sums up the reason we're doing this, actually, and that's a little clue for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy the tale that our Masked Cricketer has to tell. A big thank you just before we close to our supporters. First of all, everybody that watches. Actually, we very rarely say that. Thank you for everybody that watches us week in, week out. We've had lots of lovely comments over the last 12 months, and we haven't had anybody telling us to stop. So that's why we've carried on. We're really grateful to everybody that's watched us, supported us, that's donated. It sounds like a closing speech at the Oscars here, doesn't it? But no, we are very grateful that you've given up an hour or so of your time each week to watch us. But not to watch us, to watch the legends, actually. I think me and you, Darren, are fairly insignificant. Nothing to do with us, really. And watching you in your stupid costumes every week. But particular thanks, though, again, must go to our 3 major supporters, and that is Andy and Lorna Bone at Sports Shots. I've done this the other way around to try and to confuse Al, but it didn't work. So Andy and Lorna at Sports Shots, they've become our partner organisation over the last 12 months. I think there'll be some good news on there about James, perhaps shortly, on sportshots.org.uk, your one-stop shop for all your cricketing, sporting coverage across the home county. So Lorna, Andy, thank you very much. Thank you for all the retweets and all the shares. Really grateful. Big thank you. And he's been an absolute diamond throughout, basically since about June last year, since he sort of came on board. That's Graham Wood from Grape Minds in Summertown in Oxford, who's been providing prizes every week, a bottle of wine, red or white. And, that's not cheap. That's bearing in mind that he also did, provided a massive case of wine for our charity day. That's not come cheap. And we're really grateful, Graham, for all your support. And I would heartily recommend, as we're heading out of lockdown, please do support Grape Minds, guys and girls. If you want to go and have a browse through their shop or on their website, please do. They're in Summertown in Oxford, in South Parade, just near to the Radio Oxford studios. And they're a new business, but they have some fantastic wines from all around the world. And every single person that's received the prize, literally everyone, has come back to say that the wine that they received has been wonderful and really, really good. So, Graham, massive thank you. Really grateful to you as well. And also, last but by no means least, the big dog. I'm the K-Dog, the big dog, Paul Humphreys from Pop Activation, who will be providing us some match shirts. Hello, Daryl. He'll be providing us with some more match shirts and some sponsorship for our charity game, which comes up on the 31st of May on the bank holiday Monday at Oxford Downs Cricket Club, when the Lord's Taverners will bid for revenge against the Masked Cricketers following that glorious victory of ours last year. Just before we close, on that note, we are still having the auction open for 2 places, 1 place in the Masked Cricketers 11, 1 place in the Lord's Taverners 11. So basically, if you send us a bid and the highest bidders will receive a place in the side. If you email Daryl Woods Cricket Coaching at gmail.com with your bids, and we will be in touch with the winning bids, and you will be placed into one of the two sides. And you've got a chance to play alongside some real legends in both sides, actually. So that's a really good sort of venture, and hopefully that will help us raise a little bit more on the 31st of May when the sun will shine. I'll score 100. No, I won't. I'll score 1 maybe. James will score 100, obviously, because it's going to be his first game back, and we're really looking forward to the cricket season now. A year ago, we were going into lockdown, weren't we? And we were all a little bit morose, down in the dumps, worried about the season, which didn't start until the end of July. This year, with the news from James and with the news from the lockdowns easing, the vaccination going well, NHS again, wonderful NHS. I just get a feeling that this year it's the complete opposite, isn't it? We're going into sort of March, April, full of positivity, and we can put the last year behind us.
Quite right. I've had my first jab. Felt pretty rough for about 3 or 4 days, I have to be honest, after that. But, it's got to be the right thing to do, hasn't it, at the end of the day? So, all good. And so brilliantly done at the health centre here in Carlton. It was really very well run. Actually, James, while we've got you on, just a quick pundits panel with you, actually. At the last one-day international that just was held yesterday, any views? What do you think?
Well, we bottled it, really, didn't we? In a great position with the openers going well, didn't we? And then middle order just didn't perform, did they? Didn't turn up, and too many loose shots. I know that's the way England like to play, but there's a few too many. They had it in their hands, didn't they? And they're just giving it away in the middle. I think from our side, I think the bowlers bowled well, and 320 was pretty chaseable on that, I think. So, yeah, annoying. We go again.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think from position, they had about 30 overs to get the 160. They've done the hard work, and all you need to do 4 and 5 and over. You don't need to hit boundaries, and we still want to hit boundaries, don't we? And both myself and K-Dog were saying if our under 18s did that, we might have something to say to them. A game away,
we would be pulling this out, wouldn't we?
We would have. We would have definitely. So, I think you're absolutely right. It just, one day it'll work, won't it? Because everybody comes off and 4s and 6s are flying around everywhere, and we'll say what a brilliant result that was. That's the joy of one day English cricket, actually, in some respects. But it was good today. I saw Somerset and Gloucestershire have been playing behind closed doors in a friendly, so a couple of our lads doing well, so that's good to see, and a lot of friendlies going, and then of course the county championship starts pretty soon. Any views on the in the snow? Any views on the T20 competition, James? What did you think of that? That was pretty closely fought competition between England and India this time.
Yeah, 2 evenly matched sides, really, wasn't it? England played well. So we played some really good stuff, actually. It was an enjoyable series to watch compared to the Test series, that's for sure. So, yeah, it was good to see a bit more of an even contest. And, England were a bit unlucky, I thought, in some of the games. And, it stands us in good stead, I think, going for the World Cup, that's for sure.
What would you have done on the pitches in the Test matches facing that spin? What would your technique would have been? What would you have done?
I'd have swept anything on at length. I mean, it was moving everywhere, wasn't it, from the spinners? I mean, as a lefty as well, facing the off spin, I think I'd have been in all sorts of trouble, to be fair. So, the pitch wasn't great, but we can't blame that. I think there wasn't much of a game plan there, was there? So, a tough one to watch, that's for sure.
It was, wasn't it? I mean, it was almost, it was quite enthralling in some respects, exciting because of the ball doing so much, but was it a fair competition between bat and ball? And I would say probably not. But I mean, some of the shots were a little bit something to be desired at times. But absolutely. No, definitely. Right. Thanks again, James, for joining us tonight and sharing your fabulous news with us. And we wish you all the best going through 2021 and beyond. And obviously hope to see you on the 31st of May. I will send you an email and confirm all the details, etc. Closer to the time. But yeah, that's about it for our promo tonight. I think we've spent 35 minutes of your time. So thank you for joining us. And don't forget, tomorrow is your chance, second penultimate chance to say hashtag Ask the Mask on hashtag TMC. Thank you, Daniel Norcross. And we look forward to seeing you at 7:00 tomorrow night. And from us here, take care, keep safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.